They are excited to get back to work because it's been a rough month.
In just 2 hours, a big step toward reopening the Texas economy. Malls, restaurants, and movie theaters can get back to business. Now they're trying to balance doing it safely.
But not everyone is opening their doors. We're breaking down who's opening and who's staying closed.
Can you put this on your face?
No.
Getting kids to wear masks is not easy, but some stores are now requiring it. So we're calling in the experts for advice for parents. KHOU 11 News at 10 starts right now.
At midnight, the governor's stay-at-home order expires, opening the doors for some businesses.
But there will be restrictions. Matt Doherty shows us the changes some restaurants are making to keep customers and employees safe.
At Twin Peaks in Houston, the sports bar's employees are ready for their first day open in 6 weeks.
They are excited to get back to work because it's been a rough month, in the restaurant industry.
The restaurant did not have to-go service during the shutdown. Managers say they're doing things differently before customers arrive tomorrow. They say they want to make sure everyone is safe.
We have new napkins that are throwaway napkins versus our normal linens. We have one-time use menus that will be thrown away after someone uses the menu. And so we also will be checking temperatures at the door before you can come in.
Governor Greg Abbott announced earlier this week his stay-at-home order will expire at midnight. On Friday, retail businesses, restaurants, malls, and movie theaters are allowed to be open to the public, but they must remain within 25% of their full capacity while they're open.
Everyone is going to be assuming a little bit more risk as people come together. But let me just say, we're going to do everything that we can within our power to keep everyone safe, make this reopening, work.
Today, Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner said the local curve appears to have flattened. He asked restaurants to adhere to the 25% rule and admitted the city doesn't have the resources to be constantly checking for violations.
This Friday is not quite feasible to make that happen.
Earlier in the week, we heard from restaurants that felt Friday would be too soon to open their doors to customers. At Good Company's restaurants across the Houston area, as part of their reopening plan, employees are being tested for the virus as well as its antibodies. They hope to be open to the public sometime next week. Matt Doherty, KHOU 11 News.
All right, here we go. Restaurants, theaters, museums, and malls can reopen, but not all of them will. We know you have a lot of questions, so we are breaking it down for you. These malls, the Galleria, Katy Mills, and Houston Premium Outlets will be open with limited hours starting tomorrow. However, these malls will not open tomorrow. Baybrook, Deerbrook, First Colony, Willowbrook, and the Woodlands malls, they actually are waiting until Tuesday. And stores at Memorial City Mall will stay closed to foot traffic. However, some restaurants there will be open. The stores at Memorial City will continue with curbside pickup. And let's take a live look down on Galveston tonight, where the beaches are expected to be crowded when they reopen tomorrow full time. They will stay open all day, 7 days a week. Social distancing still recommended. So what is staying closed for the immediate future? Bars, gyms, public pools, salons, tattoo shops, massage businesses, bowling alleys, and arcades.
But there is some confusion. Earlier this week, the Montgomery County judge said the governor's executive order was too vague. Well, tonight, the Texas Attorney General made it clear. Bars, gyms, and hair salons must remain closed. But our Grace White explains why some business owners are still in limbo.
To open or not to open, that's been the question for what some have called the gray in the governor's executive order.
That has been the question that we've been asking for the last 3 days is what do we do? What do we do?
James Barber runs Blue Epiphany Vineyards in Montgomery County.
People love coming to our place. It's a beautiful property and we've got a fantastic one.
The law enforcement officer turned businessman says the last month of curbside orders brought in 10 to 15% of his normal sales.
There's that balance that I have to find between too fast and too soon versus going out of business.
All week, his county judge, Mark Keogh, said the governor's executive order was too vague.
If it's not clear, how can we enforce it?
It said people should avoid visiting places like bars, gyms, and hair salons, but Keough said it didn't order them to stay closed. In an interview this week, the governor said he would clarify. And late in the day, on the eve of reopening, a letter came from the Texas Attorney General, stating news reports have suggested GA-18 does not prohibit these businesses from opening their doors to the public. We disagree.
These people are left just, completely dumbfounded. They've got their local official who they may know on a first name basis that they shake hands with and trust and vote for. You've got state officials and federal officials are telling them something different.
Barber says he's playing it safe, keeping his tasting room closed for now, but still offering to go and opening up his 15-acre property to customers.
And I can't think of a safer way to do it than coming out to a place that you can literally sit 300-400 feet from the next couple and you don't have to worry about getting sick.
We reached out to Montgomery County's judge. His staff told us the order has not changed and to expect a statement in the morning. Back to you.
Thank you, Grace White reporting. We know this is a lot of information to digest, so text the word Texas to 713-526-1111, and we'll send you a link to who's open and who's closed tomorrow, as well as what you need to know about going back to work if you are getting unemployment benefits.
Mayor Turner urges everyone to be careful if you're going to get out more tomorrow. And today, 50 people died from COVID-19 in Texas. That makes it the highest one-day total. In the Houston area, 216 people have lost their lives. There are more than 9,800 cases across Houston. More than 3,000 people have recovered. And as we slowly begin to reopen tomorrow, the Lone Star State still ranks near the bottom for the rate of testing. But KHOU 11 News Investigates found some encouraging signs. Jeremy Rogowski breaks down the numbers.
At the beginning of April, Texas ranked 49th in per capita testing for coronavirus. Now we've inched up to 47th in the nation. But for perspective, the 314,000 tests done are only 1.1% of the state's population. The nationwide average, 1.8%. That's all according to a KHOU analysis of COVID tracking project and U.S. Census data.
The main driver here has to be seeing that number increase.
Dr. Louise Ostrowski is an infectious disease specialist at UT Health.
What I like to see is really the trend going up.
There's a positive Texas trend within the overall numbers. Tests increased by 632% during April, the 11th highest monthly jump in the country.
I'm very, very encouraged. We went from almost no testing to being able to test in hospitals. Now we're seeing the test in clinics, in Walgreens.
But is it enough to reopen Texas safely? Not for some other states with similar 1% testing rates. Virginia, North Carolina, and Kentucky will remain closed for at least another week.
What's important is to really follow the rules of engagement that the governor put out. We can't just open up without following those very important rules of engagement.
And that is critical, health experts say, to avoid a surge, a second wave of cases in the weeks to come. Back to you.
Jeremy, thank you. We put together a list of testing sites in the area as well as the statewide testing location maps, all on our website, khou.com. Some Houston patients are part of a trial for an experimental drug called remdesivir.
It is showing promise against COVID-19. Houston Methodist's role in this possible medical breakthrough tops your 90-second nightcap.
Houston Methodist began using remdesivir early on, but then enrolled in the trial so more of the drug could be sent here. In their trial, around 50 patients have been taking the drug, and 30 of them have gotten well enough to go home.
There's shortness of breath. Some of them still have some cough, but when you ask them how they're feeling like $1 million compared to how they were feeling before.
Jobless claims may be tapering off a bit, but nearly 4 million more Americans applied last week. That adds up to some 30 million people amid the COVID-19 crisis, or about as many people as the population of Texas.
Neighborhoods that are already economically challenged are among the worst impacted by COVID-19 related unemployment. That's according to a study just released by Rice University's Kinder Institute for Urban Research. The hotel and restaurant sectors are the hardest hit in Harris County.
The British World War II veteran stepped onto the world stage with a charity walk around his garden. raising over $40 million to support healthcare workers in Britain. His original goal was just $1,200.
I think it's absolutely fantastic sum of money.
So for his 100th birthday today, a grateful nation said thank you. He received a birthday card from the Queen and a special message from the Prime Minister.
So on behalf of the whole country, thank you and have a very special 100th birthday.
At the age of 100, a World War II veteran getting his just due, Mia.
Yes, he is officially everyone's favorite 100-year-old hero.